Let's start the weekend observations.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories, available for delivery. Why are you fist bumping?
Miller Lite.
Boy, delivered right to your house.
Let's go.
Who's better than you?
Deliver it right to my mouth. That's more like it.
Dan, during a brief flirtation with a sport, in large part due to a man scoring a goal with his penis, we as a country lost our focus and forgot what's really important to us, what makes us who we are. And I, for one, would like to apologize to it. So, I'm sorry. And I suggest everyone do the same. Because after a weekend that saw the Jets being the Jets, Geno Smith being the MVP, Tua not being the MVP, Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, their greatness on full display, and of course Tom Brady. Dan, make no mistake about it. Football, real football, the kind we're good at. Dan, the NFL is back.
These is backs are getting longer and longer and longer.
Setting them up, Roy.
That's set up, yeah.
Speaking of back, unfortunately, Deshaun Watson is. Another week, another great loss for the Chicago Bears. I mean, they are having a season.
This is going to be your take. You're going to stick with the take that they just should keep losing.
They're having a season. They have a quarterback. They know they have a quarterback, and now they have a great draft pick. That's a season right there. Dolphins, too a little, too a late. What happened? Sean Payton, L.A. Chargers, collision course. Christian Pulisic's penis still has more World Cup goals than Christian. I'm not sure why I keep making the penis seem like it's detached from its body, like it's a separate person and player. I know it's just fun. It is. Plus, that would mean too many players on the field.
I made the mistake, incidentally. It's one of a couple of mistakes that I have to correct today. Evidently, the Daily Mail did not refer to you as Brian Wiener.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
They referred to you as Brain Wiener. Brain Wiener, when quoting you
it's
about
really
asking Walker Zimmerman about Pulisic's penis.
Dan, you know what the C in Colorado stands for?
I do not.
It stands for Coach Prime. Can't wait until Dion realizes that everyone in Boulder is a stoner and listens to the Dead and Fish. Coach Prime, more like Coach Kind. Oh, Dion in Colorado. There's going to be a weed endorsement there, right?
No.
There has to be. That's all they have there.
You think there's going to be a weed endorsement for a
Neon Dion something? There's going to be. Yes, I do. I believe. Yeah, why not? It's legal.
He'll have a strain of weed named after him.
Yes.
That guy, yeah.
I mean, anything to make money for his assistants, for the kids, for himself. Why not? He's the star of that show, isn't he?
Yes, he is the star of the Colorado show. What are you shaking your head about, Mike?
He's already working the portal hard.
He is.
He's coming after people that are committed. He's trying to flip people. He was doing that before he actually took the job. He's going to be. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out because typically it takes a minute for someone that's not Power 5 to get accustomed to it. There's this mentality that some of the Sun Belt coaches have, but they've never been of the bravado of Deion Sanders, and they've never come from an historically black college before. So I'm really fascinated to see how this turns out. Everyone's expecting in the portal age for quick fixes, and I think that's a little difficult, but we've had recent examples. Lincoln Riley, even Mel Tucker doing it twice, once at Colorado. Very curious to see how this goes.
This is straight up unrestricted free agency. Now, I saw Louis Riddick point that out on Twitter last night. I hadn't thought of it that way. Like, what is the average number of ins and outs going to be at every school? I saw that a starting Miami defensive lineman is entering the portal. It's just wild how it seems like every team's going to have 18 ins and 18 outs in the transfer. I always call it the transfer market because that's what it is in soccer.
Well, there's some people that are getting bad advice, and entering the portal doesn't necessarily mean that you leave. In fact, you'd be surprised at the amount that end up staying. But it's all about testing your market and finding out what someone else is willing to pay you, and then you go back to your collectives and say yesterday's price wasn't today's price. I advise every high-end prospect to go out and find out what their value is.
Mike, so they dip in, and then if they don't get what they want, they just come right back out? Is that what you're...
They can come back. They use
Right.
it as leverage. Sometimes you know where the money is, where you're at. It's all really messed up games.
The definition of free agency is what. Is
Well, no,
what you're
I think
describing.
when you get to the pro
Leverage,
ranks, there is a bit of bluffing, obviously in the pro ranks, but you can share information. All this stuff is above board, so there are legal ways that you can find out exactly what someone's market value is. You have someone having multiple conversations. Yeah. I'll come over there. Multiple airline tickets to fly into different places, people pocketing the money. It's why I do think the NCAA or whatever governing body does have to get in there, because you open the door for a lot of people being burned. There's nothing stopping these possible commits from collecting money as they consider and then just keeping it.
Carson Wentz, 49ers, collision course. Ohio State was trailing to Northwestern in the second half. That's all I got.
That is all you've got in terms
Literally.
of college
Quite
football
literally.
Well, I'll
analysis.
remind you, this season, Northwestern,
Terrible.
0-11 in games played inside the United States. Number 1 in Ireland, though. I mean, Ohio State was trailing to that dreadful team. They're in the playoff. USC was 11-0 against everyone else and 0-2 against Utah. You, of course, know what that means, right, Dan?
Isn't that the same thing that happened to Cristobal?
It means the Utes have the Trojans' number.
Did it happen at Oregon? Well, same thing. Utah just wiped the floor with them twice. Nobody wants Utah's players, right?
They're good players.
I mean, evidently. What right does Utah, as you spend $5 million on Deion Sanders trying to get into Utah's class, how is Utah 10 wins good every season?
How has no one stolen their coach?
He's sneaky old.
He is.
Yeah, I know he is sneaky old, but like for 5 years, like college football programs cannot be planning for longer than 5 years at this point. If you get a good 5-year run out of someone, that's you're doing well.
You're paying them for more than that, though. Like Ferentz and Jimbo, these are people who have been around, or their contracts go through almost 2030.
Kyle Whittingham has had a lot of success at Utah. He's 63 years old, which is why a lot of people haven't come knocking on his door. In base salary, he also makes about $1 million less than Deion Sanders will be making at Colorado in his first year as a Power 5 head coach.
Hey, Netherlands, beat us in real football. Also, do it in the finals. The U.S. men's soccer team, a quarterback away. Congratulations to the men's U.S. soccer team for finishing in 16th place. Not terrible, with a Blaine Gabbert of soccer. Andrew Luck, 49ers, collision course.
Wait a minute.
What happened?
Didn't you already have Carson Wentz there?
Oh, we'll see what happens, Dan. See how it plays out, you know?
Are they going to be colliding into each other, Wentz and Luck, on the way to the huddle? Like, how's this
I'm
work?
not saying they're going to sign all of them. I'm just, saying it's a possibility. If there was a team to draw Andrew Luck out of retirement, it would be a team right around where he lives. It would be a team that's that good, that loaded, that he feels like, hey, you know what? 8 games, win a Super Bowl, go back to doing what it is I was doing.
How'd
right?
you decide that he lives there?
I think he does.
I think he still lives in Indy.
I'm not so certain. He went to Stanford. I believe he's from that area. Look it up. I don't know. Just connecting dots, Bill.
That was a barrage you hit him with of look it up, connecting dots.
Yes.
I'm not so certain.
I'm not so certain.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck was born in Washington, D.C.
Huh.
My father ended every argument that way my entire life. I don't know about that. No matter what the fact was.
That's
I
great.
don't know about that. I had no rebuttal. I lost every
I
argument.
know you can't beat that.
He went to high school in Houston, Texas.
College is where he went.
Just
to
doing,
Stanford.
doing what you asked. I looked it up.
Where's he live now, though?
Which
Do we know?
isn't that close. It's not. Is Stanford that close to wherever it is the 49ers are playing these days?
Yeah, very close.
Yeah.
Northern California.
As a matter of fact, Seth Wickersham just did a profile on Andrew Luck that came out today.
See?
And why are you saying see? I haven't even finished.
Say it.
There's an anecdote relayed in the story from May of this year, and it's a May morning in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
He is indeed still living in Indianapolis.
Told you.
To back him up, also Wikipedia says that after his retirement, Luck continued to reside with his family in Indianapolis.
Summer home. It said May. Right?
Oh, wait.
Ah.
According to Wikipedia, the family relocated to the Bay Area in 2022.
Damn right they did.
He always wins, Mike. Alabama's still going to win the championship in college football.
Funny you said that. My next observation. I still think Alabama's getting in. The Tide. How'd you know? TCU.
In fact, he relocated because, according to his former coach, David Shaw, who recently resigned, Andrew Luck is going back to Stanford as a graduate student to pursue his master's degree in education.
It's all coming together. Oh, thank you.
This makes me rethink every look it up that Stugotz has ever lobbed in our direction. Does he know that once we start looking it up, he will be proven right every single time?
Lots of student loans for masters in education. Trust me.
Okay.
Pay the teachers.
Save the whales. TCU. Live by the sword. Die by the sword. Phillip Rivers. 49ers. Collision course. That'd be a great one. Oh, man. Since I said this might be Greg Popovich's greatest coaching job ever, the Spurs have lost 11 straight. They are bad. Tanking for that kid. I don't know his name, but
Wembanyama.
Did you see that
He's
clip?
making one-legged three-pointers now. He's making one-legged three-pointers.
Really?
I don't think I've ever seen a prospect that electric.
No, we've never seen anybody like that. It's lunacy. He's cartoon. He's an elastic cartoon.
Luke Schoonmaker is such a Michigan football name. Time now, Dan, for the Jim Mandich top 5 list of great Michigan football names.
All right, let's do it.
Outside looking in, Jake Butt, Tom Curtis, TC, John Runyon.
Oh, yeah.
This has never happened before. I have a tie at number 5. Jake Long and Jared Irons. How about that? Number 4. Steve Hutchinson. Hutch. Number 3. John Jansen. Number 2. Jumbo Elliott. And number 1. Tom Brady.
No Tim Biakabatuka.
Nah.
No Jay Reamersma.
Nope. My list.
Fair enough.
I mean, Brady. Watch out for the Pels. They're good.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield. 49ers. Collision course. For the love of everything chaotic in sports, please let Jim Harbaugh go to the NFL. And please have Michigan replace him with Urban Meyer. That would be so great. Why not?
Continue to long for Urban Meyer
At
back
Michigan.
in football.
No, just at Michigan. That's the
anywhere.
only place I want him is at Michigan. It'd be so urban to go take over Michigan. Be great. Dan, it's been 4 years in the making, and here we are, just 5 days away. Tua, Herbert, a game that will decide everything. But most importantly, who won the 2019 draft?
Really?
Yep. This is it.
One game.
Yep. Signing a 34-year-old injury-plagued pitcher for $185 million guaranteed is so Texas Rangers. Jacob deGrom, thank you for giving us your good years. The deGrominator. Say deGrominator into your phone. Talk it. Talk to text. And I guarantee you, what it spits back is grandmother. Very frustrating. Who is this guy? Lewardo Martinez.
Lautaro Martinez.
Whatever. Missed 47 chances Messi created for him in 10 minutes. That can't be right.
Your observations.
47 chances? I know. You would think I would remember, but
It's a little bit,
it was in a haze.
little bit of sarcasm.
Yeah. Dan, you know what the B in the Bear stands for?
I do not.
Bye-bye. The playoff committee should let the country vote the fourth team into the playoff. How about that?
Guillermo, put it on the poll at LeBatard Show. Should the playoff committee let the country vote by poll for the fourth team in the playoff?
It would always be like the Texas Longhorns or something that would get in, right? Like if
Yeah.
it's just a popularity contest, it'd just be like a or Penn State or something.
Honestly, FIU would stand a chance because you have like the biggest student body in the country.
Yeah, there you go.
God,
Panthers.
that would be great.
Let's go.
Quick update. In the Rams-Lions, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford trade. The Rams may have won the battle, but the Lions just might win the war. Sorry. Looked at you
They
strangely.
won the Super Bowl. Like I thought
that was the
your-
battle. I mean,
Okay, I thought that the Super Bowl was the war.
Goff's playing well.
I thought
is.
I thought the Super Bowl was the war.
That's the battle. The war is career. I mean, you know, jury's still out, Dan. We'll see. If you're not going to let Justin Fields be Justin Fields, then sit him. Jacksonville Jaguars, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Aaron Rodgers, 49ers, collision course. Giants, big tie. Well done. The G-Men, Fred McGriff. Tip of the cap, sir. The crime dog. Not sure what the hell is going on, but Dan, I think we live in a world where the Sacramento Kings are good. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.